19-year-old high school kids.
Yeah.
Get involved and tell them, I got the most powerful resource. And if y'all start going up there and making the noise,
They'll listen.
they'll listen.
Yeah.
They'll have to.
Yeah. They'll be afraid not to. That's the biggest part of it.
You take a shot when you start. It's mandatory, y'all. Let's take a shot. What's up, Win City? I'm your host, Smooth Work, Need Free. This is my co-host, Big Hoop, and today we have a special guest with us today. We have Micki Wright, and we're at Micki's Irish Bar here in downtown Winchester, Kentucky. How's everybody doing today? All right. Man, we know this is an opinionated show. Her opinion is her opinion, his opinion is his opinion, and I keep mine to myself. No, we don't. That's all I'm saying. So we'll jump right into our hot topics for today, and the first hot topic is J&B workers, 2 of them, was arrested for kidnapping at Legacy Park here in Winchester, Kentucky. Now the question I had was a few questions, but this is the first one I'm gonna ask you guys. Should our parks have cameras in them?
Absolutely.
Think so?
Yeah, and not only that, they should have a security post.
There should be a presence of some sort. I live right by College Park, and it is, my kid's 18, he's 7 foot tall. I don't let him go to the park by himself.
Right. So you think it'd be beneficial for them to have security posts and cameras at the parks?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
it keeps away from everything else as well.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of talk has been going on dealing with the workers at J&B. I myself went and tried to get an interview with the owner/manager, and he agreed to do it. And then he asked, this is where I was a novice at journalism. He asked me what we was gonna talk about, and I said, the 2 guys that just got arrested. He said, buddy, no. I said, go ask them, go talk to them. So I said, I blew that interview. Now, will you continue to spend your money at J&B? I've heard a lot of people say that they're gonna go to Speedway or Clark's up the street.
I don't think it's the business's fault.
Yeah.
I think it kind of hurts the community a little bit for people to stop going to the businesses, but they definitely need some kind of hiring process to where, because this is like the second isolated incident. There was one in January that nobody really got the coverage on. Somebody that got raped by a worker.
Was he work at J&B?
Yeah, he worked at J&B as well. Yeah, and that never really got no coverage.
Yeah,
but,
that was at Hampton Inn.
But to stop going to the business. I mean, unless you're trying to buy it.
Well, and when you're employing people, it's really hard to know the quality of character.
Right.
So I can't say you punish the business, but do a better job of vetting your people out.
Now, moving on right into our second hot topic. All right, take this. Let's listen real quick, right? Say, you got a mother and 2 kids, right? And you have a man, a single man, right? Sitting at a bus stop, homeless, ain't got no to eat, right? And a guy's riding down the street, sees them, pulls up to McDonald's. As soon as he starts ordering, he pulls out his phone and starts recording, right? So he orders the food, drives back around to where he's seeing the people, and as soon as he gets out of his car, he puts the camera in their face and lets them know he's going to hand them some McDonald's, right? So he feeds the woman and the 2 kids and then the man. The question is, how do you feel about people recording the less fortunate for likes and views?
Sick. If you're going to help somebody, help somebody. You ain't got to get somebody to say, all right, well, he's doing good and he's doing good. That's not what it's for.
Yeah, and I don't think you should have an agenda behind helping somebody, getting likes on Facebook but I will say, I do think that if it sparks somebody else to do something nice, don't record it, but absolutely do it.
Yeah. After you stop getting likes and shares and things, them people are still going to be hungry.
Right, and do it for the right reason. Don't humiliate somebody else to make yourself feel better.
I think that's what social media has done a lot these days. It made people feel like they're special, but at the same time, demeaning somebody else to get likes
Right.
and views and shares. So
Social media has destroyed. It has improved and destroyed communities. If you use social media to promote your business, then that's well. But if you use social media to drag somebody else, business, personal life, or whatever, that is terrible.
Yeah.
It goes on a lot.
Well, and it's so one-sided. You're hearing one person's opinion, and somebody takes a little bit of that and turns it into something else.
Yeah.
And there's just no truth to it. There's no genuine,
we don't do it no more, so you
Okay.
unless he says something, I'll put it short of you. All right, our third hot topic. Man, I seen it on Facebook. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a whole prank. Did you know Donald Trump got arrested? Had to turn himself in. He is the first former president to ever have to surrender to law officials. And he was placed under arrest for 34 felonies. It's a lot.
Whew. Yeah, that's a touchy subject. I'm actually a supporter of Donald Trump.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm out of here.
I had no clue.
I think because America is a business, America is for sale, and to have a politician running a country that is pretty much based on business doesn't
Profitable. I get that.
It doesn't make sense. So when he said some crazy, ridiculous things, and I can't stand up for none of the stuff that comes out of his mouth. I wish I could put a muzzle on his mouth. But overall, I think he did a wonderful job for 4 years that he was here. There's a lot of small businesses that actually flourished and profited when he was president.
And before you get any rebuttals, let me just feel comfortable. You can say whatever you want to say. Go ahead.
Well, I think that his economic drive was good. I
Right.
think what he was doing is the right direction. As a woman, I think he's a misogynistic asshole. I just can't support somebody who thinks it's okay to treat anybody, not just women. But I can't see being a leader in our country and not having better morals.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I struggle with that is like we won't have somebody that is unpredictable, or will we have somebody that is predictable?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard line. You want it to be, you want somebody like that, at the table having those conversations with other countries and, how we're trading. But I don't want to hear how he grabs women by the pussy.
Right.
That's not good for me.
Yeah, I mean.
You said I could say anything.
Yeah, like I said, he needed a muzzle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, 2024.
Neither of the candidates that they have right now, I don't think that we should have anybody over the age of 60 running our country.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That we need a young boy.
Yeah, because time changes, and the generation now is not what these career politicians understand.
No, I mean, when they were young, you retired from the company you worked for your entire life. Social Security was a real thing.
Yeah.
Now it's just out of focus to me. I just don't feel like they can relate to, what my 18-year-old son's going through.
Right.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Trying to get into college without creating massive debt for yourself, so you're just cycled into, that living for the rest of your life, paying off your debt.
Trying to get up out there.
Yeah.
Well, 2024 conversations in the trap. We voted in Kanye West. That's who we voted for, Kanye West. Winchester has been talking about a youth center. Now, I don't know who's going to staff it, who's going to facility they're trying to get. Do you think Winchester needs a youth center?
I absolutely do.
You think so?
I do. I think that, if there was, these kids go to school and they play sports, they've got something to focus on, but not every kid's an athlete, not every kid wants to be in band.
Yes.
Give them a positive place to hang out. Give them somewhere where they, have the option to I don't know, hear new music or meet people that aren't in their friend group.
Right.
Give them some diversity, so it's not just that same group all the time.
Do you think the kids' social skills are way different from when you was a child?
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely, from when we was kids. I mean, it's not that you are older, but yeah, I mean,
I'm 21, I'm in the bar.
Yeah. My son, I'll tell you this story. We was in the mall, me and my oldest son, and I took him shopping for his birthday, and I seen a group of girls, and I was like, go over there and talk to them, you know. When he finally went over there, the only thing that both of them did was like, give me the Snapchat. What in the world? Y'all have no social skills whatsoever.
No, and I laugh. My kid is on Xbox all the time, yelling, screaming, cussing at people, and I'm like, if you were in the room with these people, you would not act like that.
Quiet as a
Right,
mouse.
he'd be like, and so I just, I think that's part of that socialization. Same thing with social media.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want, and you don't have to look at that person in the face to take your whips.
Be a whole different
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Call them keyboard gangsters.
Yeah.
We were talking about bullying last week?
Last
We
week.
were talking about
They
bullying.
said bullying is kind of bad at GRC and RDC. A lot of
Because of the
kids.
social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get on Snapchat, they video, oh, I'm a thug, and this and that, and I'll beat you up, and this and that, and then they get to school, and it's like, I'm running from the guy that I was trying to bully.
On social media.
Yeah.
Now, do your kids go to GRC?
Yes.
Do they? Do they like it? I mean,
They do. My son does. Well, two of my sons, they like it. They don't really experience no bullies because they know.
yeah.
We fight back, and if you can't whoop them, then you just get your ass
Right.
whooped.
Yeah. They won't come at you again.
Nah.
Know what they
Right.
got coming. So then we'll move on right into our guest. I'll let our guest introduce himself so you can. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Micki Wright. I own Micki's Irish Bar here in Winchester. We're going on our second year.
Okay. All right. Now, are you originally from Winchester? And if not, how in the world did you find this place?
I went to high school in Lexington. Originally, I'm from Illinois. I found a house that I fell in love with. I had never been to Winchester. Bought the house, thought it's a great little small town. It'll be great to raise my kids in. My kids do not go to school here. They go to Madison to Model Laboratory because I didn't love the school system. But I've been here for about 12 years, and I've really kind of grown into it. I was telling Josh earlier, I volunteered at the homeless shelter here, and for about 10 years, the only people that talked to me were the homeless people. Now, when I opened the bar, everybody started talking to me, but that's, yeah.
And then what sparked the idea of you having Micki's Bar?
Well, I like to drink. No, it's it just happened. My landlord, Adam Kidd, he and I talked about opening a bar several times. It just didn't find the right place. This had been a bar before, and they bought the building, and he was like, "It's a turnkey." Come in. Now we came in kind of at an odd time. COVID was still kind of in effect. But the bar has done really well, and I'm glad to bring it to Winchester. I'm glad to have a place to go, and everybody seems to have a pretty good time
Okay. Now, how has downtown Winchester treated you in your 2 years of being here?
It's a little tricky. The local politics, are a little different for every business owner. I've come to find out, but I just kind of stay in my own. If I want to change something, I go directly downtown, find out how to do it. Most of the business owners are like-minded in that way, so we get together, we work, really hard to make all of our businesses successful. And it's, you want all these businesses to do well. It brings everybody into your business. So the more successful Winchester is, the more successful I am.
Is there any powers that be that seems they don't want to conform to making Winchester grow?
Yes. Yeah. You know, I was asked when I went down to get my liquor license why I thought we needed another bar in Winchester. And, you know, to be honest, I had never been to a bar in Winchester. You know, I would go to Lexington anytime I went out. I don't think it's about the alcohol. I don't think it's about, you know, that kind of issue. It's just any little change seems to frighten people in this town.
Right.
You know, the flag thing, having the Pride Month, the Black History Month. People just like to be offended, I think. They look for shit to be offended about.
Yeah, they people will tell, boy, go vote. We gotta
Yes.
get them out. That's the only way we're gonna
Yep.
change. We gotta get them out. And we need the kids, 18, 19, fresh faces, to get them out.
All right. Do you have karaoke night here?
We have karaoke Friday and Saturday, and it is the funnest. It's the best, worst thing I've ever seen. I love it. We have people that sing. I mean, we've got a guy who, his name is Willie. He sounds just like Willie Nelson. He's amazing. I love the people who take it very serious and get up there and they have a beautiful voice. But I also love the people that get up there and just hack it to shit. That is my favorite thing in the world.
Any live music? Any bands?
We do. Every other Saturday we do a live band. Now that we have the stage area, we had a 5-piece band in here a few weeks ago. We've got another band coming in week after next, and we're trying to find bands that are new to the area that haven't been played out. We've been talking to groups that play in Lexington at the Burl. Winchester's just we gotta bring the crowd in to do it. You know.
What's the most wanted drink?
Oh my gosh.
Served.
Well, we call it the Mom Bomb. It is coconut rum, pineapple juice with a little splash of grenadine because women over 30 love it. So we call it the Mom Bomb.
What do they be doing on the ball?
We go through it.
All right, then we'll hop into our conversation. We won't keep it too much longer, but our conversation for the night is, what would human beings do once robots take over all the jobs? What's the world?
I think we become more creative in all actuality. Because if you look at it, most people don't like getting up and going to work at 7 and getting off at 5. So if you have a substitute for that, then we have more time for ourselves, more time to be creators, so, I mean, I think that's what happened to half the population after COVID. COVID put people in the house, took them away from their jobs, and they sit there and they was like, well, I got a passion to knit.
Yeah.
And they figured it out. They actually
It
figured
changed
it out.
your perspective of
it
being
figured
at
it
home
out.
with your kids, having time to, I don't know, like actually be in your house and not worrying about paying the bill for your house. You know what I mean? Like, and it kind of drove me into opening the bar, I got a clothing store because I got tired of working for other people.
Right,
You know?
Tell us about your clothing store real quick.
So I have a vintage clothing store. It is about a 20-year collection. I worked for the J. Peterman Company for 17 years. And I have amassed a huge amount of vintage clothing from all over the world. And my house got too small for it. It's right up on Cleveland. It's right across from the courthouse.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. And it's like stepping back in time.
So what do you think? Back to you real quick. What are people gonna do about their bills while waiting on their creations to make some money?
I honestly think like COVID was a great reset. People figured it out.
Yeah.
I mean, like quick. It didn't take a lot of time for people to figure out, well, hey, I can get on the internet, I can sell this stuff in my closet, I can do this, I can do that, I can go knocking on doors, I can mow grass, I can do, I don't have to go to work.
Yeah. I think it changed the whole game on it. You don't have to sit in an office and pretend like you're working for 8 hours a day. You can be at home. I've worked from home forever. I am way more productive in that space than when I'm sitting at a table listening to somebody talk about, you don't even catch half the conversation. But I think it made employers look at their overhead of running a huge office space and you were able to get through it without having everybody in that building. So I think it's evolving to that. I think people will want to work from home. It can be as effective with.
I don't think when I say they, I'm talking about the powers to be. I don't think they saw that coming.
No.
No, not at all. So, I mean, it kind of hurt them more than it hurt society, if you look at it, because now everybody has to raise their wage to get those people back into the offices, to get those people back into the restaurants. So,
I think it let people know their worth.
yeah.
You know, like it
absolutely.
gave them that, hey, you need me as much as I need you, but you're gonna pay me what I'm worth instead of this, minimum wage.
Because if not, I'm not coming back.
Right. Me too.
I don't have to.
All right, so we'll get into this dime trap real quick. It's 10 questions. Man, shoot, both of y'all, I got like 10 seconds to answer. All right, Jack Daniels or Hennessy?
Jack Daniels.
Ciroc or Tanqueray?
Tanqueray.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
This next is clear or dark?
Dark.
Basketball, football?
Football.
For real? Who's your favorite team?
Professional?
Yes.
Steelers.
Oh.
What is that? Who are yours?
I'm a Baltimore,
I'm a
right?
Cowboys fan.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna follow Lamar or stay with Baltimore. Rather sing karaoke or do a dance battle?
Dance battle.
Dance battle. UK or Louisville?
UK.
Okay. Is it your team just because you're in Kentucky or you got an Illinois team?
No, I've been in Kentucky so long, that's my team.
The View or The Talk?
I've never watched either.
I like the view. Yeah, I like Whoopi. Yeah.
I forgot the questions. I'm trying to make Jim Beam or Wild Turkey?
Jim Beam.
Yeah, I like that agree.
Jim Drink beer? No.
Guinness.
Yes. I like Sam Adams.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest.
Yep.
If I got to drink beer. Well, one more time, let the people know where your bar is and about your clothing place.
The bar is at 21 East Broadway. The clothing store is called Hell's Half Acre, and it is at 5 Cleveland Street. You can't miss it. Just come down. Everybody's welcome.
Come on out to Micki's bar tonight. Drink some Big Who right here. Drink some Big Who's next. And thank you for
Thank
for
you
letting
guys.
us in.
Absolutely.
Anything?
Nah, I was right.
Subscribe, like, share, comment.